This is Joy Hammond and her elder sister Barbara Winkley, both Australians. Joy lives at Old Bar in northern New South Wales and Barbara lives in Canada. Both have heard stories about Papua New Guinea, the risks involved in coming up here. For many foreign females, let alone too elderly, to venture into this part of the world is almost unheard of.
It must be close to 5 o'clock now, is it? Pretty heavy.
But they made up their minds to visit Papua New Guinea to confirm or dispel adverse perceptions by many outsiders of the country. This is their story. Their adventure, in some ways, involves me. I was their contact point. I neither discouraged them from visiting no-go zones, nor did I guide them to only safe locations. Barbara was a seasoned traveler. She left her family farm life near Coffs Harbour in her young years and traveled the world. She eventually settled in Canada, never got married. Joy is a typical Australian wife, mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother. An energetic country lady, her family life was never outside the mid-north coast of New South Wales. In 2009, both Joy and Barbara decided to see a bit of Papua New Guinea, however dangerous, at least in the twilight years of their lives. Mount Hagen in the Western Highlands was the first stop outside Port Moresby. The location, the food, the tremendous cultural difference did not become barriers as the two sisters blended in. They ate with the locals. They even took part in a pig feast. Villagers at Kum near Mount Hagen were intrigued. They had never experienced a time when two elderly white women would suddenly become part of them. Joy and Barbara took in their newfound adventure. A few days into their stay, a group of ladies from the Kum Kopi community decided to put on a little performance. It was all a ladies' affair. Barbara and Joy spent nearly a week in the Western Highlands, also visiting coffee and tea estates, important industries in the economy of the Highlands region of Papua New Guinea. From the Highlands, Barbara Winkley and Joy Hammond made the short flight north to Madang province.
When you sit by the window.
Flying past Mount Wilhelm, Papua New Guinea's highest peak, standing well over 15,400 feet above sea level. Madang was a more familiar environment for Barbara and Joy. The weather was more like the Australian summer, with comfortable seaside rooms at the Madang resort. A sharp contrast to the village accommodation in the Highlands. At the time of Joy and Barbara's visit, Madang still carried a strong tag as the tourism hub of Papua New Guinea. Local campaigners still push to maintain that status, Sir Peter Bata of the Madang resort in particular. The national government has, however, declared Kokopo in East New Britain as the Nerve Tourism Attraction Centre. That recognition goes with it government funding. But Alatau, to the northeastern corner of the country in the Milne Bay province, has also moved to attract that elusive tourism keener. Barbara and Joy did not visit Milne Bay, but they treasured their experiences in the highlands and Madang. The time in Papua New Guinea appeared a fitting climax for Barbara Winkley in particular. It completed another leg of her globe-trotting life. For Joy Hammond, meeting the friendly people here, the smiling faces, and the hospitality was special.
But I just wanted to meet John's people and come to where his roots were, and I wanted him to show me what his people were. And I'm pleased I came, and I wouldn't miss it for anything.
You also did a bit of snorkeling in Madang. How was that?
Well, it kind of was a little bit scary because it was my first time, and I kept pretty close to the shores, just in case I made eye contact with any of the sharks that were up there.
The two sisters then returned to their respective homes after almost 2 weeks in Papua New Guinea. Barbara Winkley back to Canada and Joy Hammond down to Australia. But that was not the end. The two sisters decided to return after a few years. This time, Joy Hammond took her granddaughter, 9-year-old Emma Eggins, with her. For Emma, Papua New Guinea was a place far removed from the peaceful farm life of Hannamvale in northern New South Wales. It was, however, an experience Emma embraced with ease. She met, talked, and played with Papua New Guineans here, as if they were neighbours along Hannamvale Drive. The cultural difference was no barrier. In fact, the opposite was true. Emma also visited the highlands with her grandmother, tried the pig meat and some cow too, and became a child among children there, whatever the colour, creed, or religion. Emma and her grandmother also had the opportunity to see various species of birds of paradise and relax at the Kumul Lodge on the border of Anga and the Western Highlands. On lucky days, long-tailed species of birds of paradise fly in for a feed and perform courtship rituals. Another high point in Emma's experience in Papua New Guinea was a trip to East New Britain. Seeing the active Tavuvu volcano this close in Rabaul was an experience she will never forget. It's not often either that the locals there get to see a captivated little white girl who just happened to turn up at this special ceremony. And then, what's in the name or the face? Emma Eggins had the right to relish on the fact that she visited Kokopo, the once home of Queen Emma of the Pacific. There were other opportunities in Rabaul as well. The coconut drink or kula was refreshing. Emma also tried the betel nut and after a few chews promptly declared that the favorite nut for many Papua New Guineans was perhaps the only sour point of her visit there. You waved at the people a lot. Why is that?
Because I've heard that they're like, well, they've never ever seen little white girls from other countries. It's very rare.
So do you think they kind of welcomed you? They were happy to see you? What kind of response did you get?
They were happy to see me because they've never seen one like me before.
You're happy?
Yeah.
Okay. Joy Hammond, Barbara Winkley, and Emma Eggins, 2 elderly and 1 young girl. The most vulnerable of female Australians to visit Papua New Guinea. They did so with total innocence and explored places many like them would not even contemplate.
It's much, much more than what I expected. This country has a culture like no other place in the world. For people to say you have to be careful when you come here is said by people who have never been here. Papua New Guinea is a well-kept secret. I think it is an amazing country, with each province having something different to offer. If anyone tells you Papua New Guinea is too dangerous to visit, I'll tell them it is too fabulous to miss. So much to see and so little time to do it in.
Papua New Guinea has had some unfortunate, even unfair publicity abroad, particularly in Australia, about crime and law and order here. The tourism industry has suffered as a result. Those who do come to our shores, bag rollers or bona fide, do so selectively or under guided arrangements. It is hoped then that this will all change one day when the world realizes that Papua New Guinea is unlike other Pacific Island countries with commercialized cultures or manufactured gold beaches on the edge of Asia. It is a country of friendly people, exotic, majestic, enigmatic, and unique. When it comes to crime, Papua New Guinea is no different to many other places in the world. Danger lurks even in the safest of places. In the words of a well-known Australian adventurer, Dick Smith, whether you are exploring the North Pole in a chopper or taking a walk in the park, certain levels of protection must be taken, be it for security or survival. Joy, Barbara, and Emma did just that. They also visited Papua New Guinea with an open mind. They went to places, met people, got a snapshot of the diverse cultures, dispelled negative perceptions, and returned home enriched by a lifetime experience in the land of the unexpected.